My name's Johnny Good for Real Home Studio. Welcome to Viewers Comments 3. Just before I dive straight in, please do remember to like, subscribe. If you've got something to say, drop it in the comments box below, and the best of which I will feature in the next edition of Viewers Comments.
I have a question. How loud are the hammers if you play the piano on headphones? No sound. Basically, how much would I disturb others in a semi-quiet room while playing?
So yeah, digital pianos can actually be pretty damn noisy. Now, I don't mean the noise that's necessarily coming out of the speakers. I mean when you're practicing with headphones and you're digging into the keys, and that can reverberate through your stand and through into the floor and actually cause quite a lot of low-end noise for particularly people that are downstairs. In my case, that would be my wife, who I drive pretty crazy if I'm practicing something which is fairly aggressive, particularly like rock and roll or boogie woogie left hands, which are also very repetitive. So if you're actually playing quite quiet stuff, either classical or pop pieces or ballads, that kind of thing, I don't think you're going to have too many problems. But it's really when you start digging into the keys which you can start getting some problems with low-level sounds generated from the thump onto the hammer keys. Think of it much like an electric drum kit. If you're playing quite gently, you're going to be okay. But again, if you're digging in, then the sounds reverberating, the low-end thumps is what's going to cause you the problem. This isn't just the case, by the way, for the DP26 from Thomann, but pretty much all hammer action keyboards. So the general rule of thumb is, if you can, get it onto the lower floor level. If you're playing in a block of flats, then yeah, kind of do bear in mind that if there's someone below you, they may well hear you thumping away on your keys, and it's not a totally silent solution.
Real Home Studio. There is no confirmed news or update about the new design on internet, but I seen that there is same picture of speakers on Presonus original website, but the specification they mention is of the older pair of speakers. It created a huge confusion for me, plus I make a video on the new design or plaza update. Something about it, I'm really worried.
So yeah, a bit of confusion about the Presonus Eris 4.5 studio monitors, in that at some point Presonus changed the design a little bit and changed some of the features on the back, leaving just a high and a low control. So both of the Presonus 4.5s, there's just two different versions, and it doesn't seem like Presonus have called it version 1 or version 2. So it's very much a case of, if you're going to be buying them, or indeed if you're buying them second hand, just checking out what features are on the back of the monitor. Now, since I put up the new video about the Presonus Eris, there's been a couple of comments which have got back and let me know that they've not had any problems with hum or any extra noise they shouldn't be having through the speakers since they bought the new ones without the features on the back. So it seems that Presonus may well have sorted that problem out, which was with the version 1 design.
If you have to choose, would you buy Squier Affinity Strat or HB?
Yep, good question. I owned a Fender Squier Affinity Strat about 8 or 9 years ago when I joined a covers band and just wanted a cheap guitar to cart around with me. I kind of thought that was going to be a pretty good choice for like a pub band workhorse. Turned out it just wasn't a very nice guitar at all. It felt scratchy. I always felt like it was going to fall to bits. I didn't trust the electrics. Started developing a lot of crackles and problems. The fret finishing was really unpleasant. The neck was unpleasant. The machine heads weren't great. There isn't really too much I can say that I liked about the Squier Affinity Series, and absolutely night and day compared to my experience with the Thomann Strat series, particularly the vintage model which I have, which is like the complete opposite. The neck feels great. The whole thing feels really solid. In fact, it feels much like playing on a Fender. It sounds good. The pickups sound really good. The whole thing just feels really solid, and I would have no qualms whatsoever about taking it to do any sort of performance. I can't really speak highly of it enough. And if I had to weigh the two up, 100% every day of the week, I'd choose the Harley Benton Strat.
Question. Are you sure the plugins mentioned come bundled with the Faderport too? Because I got it and registered it and none of those appeared in my account.
So yes, indeed, if you purchase a Presonus product much like the Faderport behind me, then you're eligible to get hold of the Presonus Magic Suite, which you'll find in your account. All you've got to make sure that you do is register your product with Presonus. It's a suite of excellent plugins. It's well worth getting hold of. If you do and you find that it's not in your account, then be sure to take up with Presonus, because it is well worth getting these selection of plugins, which is worth quite a lot of quid. There's some real goodies in there, as I mentioned on my Faderport video, particularly the ones from Brainworks. That's viewers' comments for now. Please do remember to like, subscribe. Most importantly, have yourself a great day.